So we just heard from Sheldon Keefe. We just played a clip of his talking about the game tomorrow night. And, yeah, it's fresh in our memories, a first-round series. Yet, the lineup tweaks, and it's not quite the same. I mean, how do you view tomorrow night as a measuring stick from both sides?
I don't know. Like, to me, 82 games in a regular season. I think we only played at least 3 times this year. So that's a minuscule amount in 82. And I think either game or either team, it's about making the playoffs. And so, yeah, like, do you want to win this game? Of course you do. I mean, did we play each other in the playoffs last year? We did. Was it a great series? It was. But I think it's kind of irrelevant towards this year. I was looking at, somebody asked me about our team and, what's different about it. And I said, well, we got different players. And, we won a cup just, I think it was 16, 17 months ago. And more than half our team has not won a cup with us than had. So there's been a lot of turnover. The Leafs have had turnover. It's just a sign of the times when the cap went flat. And but in saying that, pretty much most of the stars are still there. So it should be, like, in that respect, I always think it's great TV because both teams have some of the best players in the league. So I think it's a lot of fun.
Coop, despite the turnover, do you feel like the guys you've been through those battles with before have become such veteran guys, such leaders? Like, do you trust the room to get themselves up now? Do you lean on them as much as you used to have to before you guys won the Stanley Cups? Some of these guys, your main guys, been with you through some long playoff runs.
Yeah, we have. And no question, it's different. I don't think – it's hard to explain. You come as a coach and you're new and everybody's trying to find their way with each other. But I think – I don't know what the number is. Stammer just got his 1,000th point last night.
Yeah.
I bet you I've seen 700 of them. Like, we've been together like a long time. And so – Hedman the same, and you start like adding up Kucherov's years and points and all these guys. Our core has been together, so it's it's like family members, and so there's a lot of trust that goes into do what we do. Now, do I have to come in and put my foot down? There's no question. They're hockey players, and sometimes they stray off course. But this group, especially with the winning and what we've done in the past, going to 3 straight finals, there's a belief in the room that we know what we have to do. And like I've said many times before, it's about getting into the playoffs. You got to be in the top 8 in the East. Doesn't matter if you come first or wherever it is. Like last year, we played all 4 teams we played in the playoffs had over 50 wins. Was it a grind? It was. But you can still find your way. But if you don't get in, then you have no chance. And that's, probably our main focus is just we got to get ourselves into the playoffs.
Just want to talk a little bit about Stamkos and, the mere fact that you've seen, almost all of his points, as you just mentioned, and 1,000 and the emotion off the bench that we saw last night and just how he's really evolved. For me, he's just gone like right through the roof the way I look at him the last few years. More so the second Stanley Cup than the first one because we know that the injury was tough for him in the bubble. But, man, oh, man, has this guy evolved into – the status for me is moving in towards that Stevie Yzerman type of captaincy.
Yeah, he really has. And I've had a front row seat to watch it. But you think about – just think about ourselves. Like, you're a different person at 30 than you were at 20. And just what the knowledge and what you go through, not only on the ice and what you see as a hockey player, and the kind of they've been there, done that. I've seen this before, but just your life. Like Stammers, I've watched him, grow up and turn in front goal from a boy to a man, and now he's got kids, a wife, family. Like his whole life is completely transitioned, and then. With the winning that came with it and, all the struggles he had, whether it was, the broken leg in Boston and was that 13 or 14 when that was to, the knee incident he had in Detroit a few years later. And he's had a lot of stumbling blocks and he still got to 1,000 and he's still kind of in his prime. So pretty impressive how he's fought back. But I think a lot of that mental challenge has kind of evolved him into his leadership role and not having to be like that thought of I've got to do everything. And he's really, like I said, he's just grown over the years and just been a heck of a captain here, especially since in the last few years.